So when you're doing estate planning, there are actually two kinds of wills. And people who come into my office are saying, why I'm doing a trust, why do I also need to have a will? So there's the two kind of wills are just a general last will and testament. And this is kind of what you see in the movies or on TV. Hear ye, I leave you my pearl necklace and I leave you nothing and I leave you my ranch, right? So that is what you always see at the lawyer's office, which doesn't really happen that way in real life. But a last will and testament, when you have one of those, it is like the last say on what you want to have happen when you pass away. And if you don't have a trust, that is your primary document. That's your CEO. That's the last word on it. But when you have a trust, you have a little companion pour over will. And it's a funny little word in the law because it actually describes exactly what happens. So when you have a trust, that is your CEO. That is your primary document. You want everything to flow through that trust. But as I tell people, mistakes happen. And a lot of us have accounts all over the place. And if we forget to tell the financial institution about our trust, a lot of times they won't release the money. And so then the will is kind of like your little safety net, like, oh, any of the apples that I say fall off the truck, we have to go get those apples and put them back in the truck. And the will is the document that does that. That's why it's called a pour over will. It says, okay, judge, I'm here in court. Clearly something didn't go as we had planned. So please pour all of those assets into the trust. So it's kind of a feedback loop. And it's kind of strange to think of it this way, but with a pour over will, the beneficiary of the will is not the person who gets the ranch or the pearls necklaces, but the beneficiary of that will is actually your trust. So that's what creates this kind of feedback loop so that everything gets poured back into the trust. With a pour over will, the other additional thing you do is you do nominate guardians for minor children, whether it's a last will and testament or a pour over will. If you have minor children, that is the vehicle to do that. And that's a holdover, I say, from Old England, where we have received a lot of the modeling for American law. So don't be confused. If you do a trust, you also have to have a will. And then if you have nothing at all, it would be important for you to sit down and put a will together. I hope this information has been helpful. Thank you so much for watching.